Yeah, YouTube, welcome back to my channel, Bonsai Works. Another video on black pines in terms of decandling at this time of year. It's early summer and it's actually a good time to look at decandling your refined trees. Now, this is a bit of a beast of a tree. It's almost like a Nagari style, exposed root style on a black pine. It's got a bit of a bulge here, which is interesting, but it's mainly the roots I'm trying to hopefully thicken over time and over the years, get it really nice and thick. But I have already started to refine the tree, started to try and create pads and create branches and so on. But you can probably see up here, the difference is I've had to regrow a top. Now, regrowing a top is going to take time. So you can't, in terms of this tree is like being built in two stages. Everything below this is being, goes through the decandling in December, and then needle bud selecting and needle plucking in autumn. Remember, this is southern hemisphere, so December is our summer, and April, May is our autumn. So the process here is I refine. This is all in refinement. All this area of the tree, this area of the tree is still in growth in terms of trying to grow a new trunk. Now I've put bends in it, excessive bends. Now I'm trying to get this tree to go back this way, and you can see how long the candles are. So this tree, I treat it as I said, in two stages. So I'll decandle everything this way, and just clean up this area, not to have three in one spot. So at the moment there's three in one spot. Even though I'm trying to grow it thicker and so on, I don't want to have that reverse taper. I want to try and make sure I have the right branching in place. So it's more of I don't decandle, but I'll make sure that I've only got two in this area and let the tree keep growing and keep getting stronger. Eventually that should back bud once I have the right thickness, because at the moment the transition isn't very good. It's quite thick here, and the branch is only about half the thickness that I want it to be. It needs to be probably get a little bit thicker than that, what it is now up in this area. So that's why I have to grow this on. So let's hit this tree in the same way. Let's decandle everything going this way from down onwards, and then we'll have a look at the top area. Now I'm just trying, yeah, that's good enough. With this tree, it's a bit more, it's only really just started the refinement phase. So you can see quite long needles still, quite long candles. It really hasn't developed the more mature yet, but it's the start. This is probably the second or third season that I've done the decandling on it. So it's slowly starting to build up correctly and properly. Like this is starting to be a really nice first main big branch. That's starting to develop really well. All of it's starting to develop well except the apex. So let's just decandle the tree. We're always going to have to decandle what we want. So let's just start from here downwards. So there's a branch at the back, so I'll just start to decandle everything, and you can see how quite long the candles are. They're really long in this tree. So, but I'll decandle everything, all the candles, because the tree's been very well fed over spring, and it's nice and healthy, and it's good to go. Again, look how long this candle is. Some are short, but as I said, I decandle everything. In this tree, it's so healthy that I have to do this. So the decandling process doesn't take a very long time, but it's just something that needs to be done. So just remember that. It's just one of those chores, I guess, you just got to do, just like watering. But you got to decandle the tree. So pretty much that's all done from down here. You see it's still a bit rough because obviously it's still growing, and there's lots of long needles everywhere, and you saw me just plucking some of the stuff that grows down. But we don't really need that stuff. So just aesthetically, just removing those. Oops, you forgot a few, as you always do. Miss a few here and there when you're trying to decandle. So you just go through it, make sure you catch them all. All right, so now we've got the apex area. So it's an interesting tree. It's got some lower branches which I'm leaving. They're very critical to leave these little lower buds in here because they could form a new tree in the future. But it's got a nice movement this way, goes this way, and then comes back this way, which is good. Like I don't mind that movement, but it pretty much has to stay in that kind of area. So if I just look, I'll just needle pluck a lot of the long ones that will never so needles that grow on the trunk will never really become a branch. So you're just looking for the candles. So there's a little bud here, or sorry, bud. There's a little bud here that I like right at this point. So I'm just going to leave this area alone. Just leave it and make sure it tries to build and so on. But anything that's just needles on the, I pluck needles on the actual branch, I just remove so you can actually see what's happening. I'm not trying to like speed grow this as well. I'm just trying to grow it, but not like go nuts and let it just rip. I'm trying to control the growth, but I'm trying to really build it up as well. So what we can see here now, starting to see, is a bit more clarity in terms of what there is. So there's some nice little buds in here and in there. So they'll form really nice new branches in the future. So they're really important to keep. So when you see there's a bud here, bud here, bud here, there's a little one there, there's a little one there. So this is probably going to be an irrelevant branch in the future. But we're just trying to, we're just leaving it. What I'm usually do is reduce it back to just 2, because I don't want it to swell. And I want to try and encourage this bud here to get more energy. So if we like we're not speed growing it, as I said, we're just controlling the growth. So I'm just going to leave these 2 on here. So I left two candles, just new candles. I didn't cut the candles, didn't need candle, just left 2 candles. So I'm hoping just a bit of reduction in there will encourage that back bud in there. And in this area here, this is more interesting. It's forked off into 3. So I'm just going to take the heavy one out just for now, and I left the smaller one. So I didn't touch that candle, didn't touch this one. This is the same issue where it's only got 1 small one. So in a way, I've reduced it, but without going too crazy. So I'm trying to do a couple of things. Leave the new candles to grow. Don't want to touch them, but also trying to encourage the back buds, because they'll be the branches we want to keep in the future to wire around and keep it in this area here. So we need branching in this area. So this is a kind of a 2-step process. You know, I have my majority of a tree. Maybe it just needs the taper. So it's beautiful trunk movement side to side, but this is just needing some taper in here for the future. So there's really not much I can do except for rebuild this. It will take time, but it's not going to be too hard to do. Probably rebuild, squash it down, and make a nice little apex in here. Don't make the tree much taller than about where my hand is, and really start to keep refining all these branches. Just keep building it up, and off it goes. So remember, you only do this on healthy trees. Do not do this on weak trees. Do not decandle weak trees. Yeah, so make sure they're really healthy and strong. You can see how the growth is really rampant and strong. That's what you need to do. And you can always treat a tree in 2 phases. You know, I've seen where even in Japan, they've got a branch that probably weakened, and they've got just 1 shoot that's coming off here that they're not decandling, but they decandle the rest of the tree. So it is a process. It's a really good process, and you need to, you know, build trees accordingly. So that's it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, stay tuned for more. Always be wanting to tweak a little things because I've got wire on it, but yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon.